Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunset Wildlife Connection on Real-Time Animal Rescue. So, as you can see, we're near our fox exhibit. We have two rescued foxes in here. This right here is Megan, and then the gray one back here is Michael J. And both of them, even though they are not red, both of them are red foxes. So Megan here, we'll start with her. She is a fur farm fox rescue. So if you guys follow Save a Fox Rescue here on YouTube, then you guys may know that they shut down a fur farm, I think over a year ago now. And there were 500 foxes at the fur farm. And she was one of those 500. So they've placed about 300 foxes, from what I believe. And now the easy. So she came from that. Now we actually got her in August of 2024. So we've only had her for a couple months. And we just recently, a little over 2 weeks ago, put her and MJ back there in this enclosure. So she was in our quarantine exhibit for a while. I had to teach her to shift, which I'm going to pan over here. That's their shift. So Michael J will go up top. Megan will go on the bottom whenever we go to clean the animals. So Megan had a hard time shifting, and I think it's because of the fur farm. So you can see, hi, sweet baby. You're so sweet. Good girl. Hi. So she was on a metal bottom cage for her entire life until she was rescued by Save a Fox. And that, because it was so small as well, it was really tiny, probably only a couple feet by a couple feet, just enough space for her to just get up, turn around, move around a little bit. But then to put her in something like that, it was really stressful for her. So I had to teach her how to do that in a non-stress environment. So I had to have her in our quarantine just so that I could teach her that behavior. I also had to have her there because she did come with her rabies, but she needed a booster for distemper. So because she needed that distemper booster, she's so cute. She's getting all comfortable. Because she needed that distemper booster, I could not put her together. And actually, MJ needed his booster for the year as well. Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Look at how pretty you are up there. What a beautiful boy. So that is MJ, or Michael J. And he is a red fox. He was just bred to be that gray color. And he was actually bred to be a pet. So MJ here was our extreme neglect case. So he was found here in Florida, in the Panhandle here in Florida. Oh, so tired. And he was, again, an extreme neglect case. So he was bought as a pet, as a pup. And then his owner unfortunately abandoned him with their ex-spouse, who then locked him in a room, gave him no fresh water, and only fed him one time a week. And he was only feeding him white fish, which, yes, fish is a part of a fox's diet. However, it is not the only part of a fox's diet. They do eat about 80% meat, and then they eat about 20% of fruits and vegetables. So he obviously was not given the proper nutrition, and obviously one time a week is not sufficient for almost any mammal, honestly. Obviously, you're going to feed your dogs every single day. You're not just going to feed them once a week. So why would you feed your fox once a week? So he came from a very bad situation. Of course, he was then starved. So he has a lot of food anxiety. So when I first put them together, they did, let's see if I can go out here and see if we can get, oh, you're so cute. You guys are so silly. Let me see if I can come out here and get a better view of the two of them. Maybe that's a little bit better. So I just put them together. If you guys are just joining us, these are my two rescued foxes. Megan here came from a fur farm, and then Michael J was an extreme neglect case. So between their two different issues, we have had a little bit of issues putting them together. They aren't super duper friendly yet together, which is fine. But luckily they're getting along well enough to where I did not have to separate them. Now, animals are like people. Not all of them get along, just like we do not get along with every single one of our coworkers or maybe family friends, whatever you have, that happens with animals too. So you can't just force animals to be together. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. I am hoping that in the spring they actually seem to be a little bit better, because naturally that's when foxes would be breeding. Now, I don't expect them to breed, but I do think that maybe because of just the timing that it might be a little bit better for them specifically. So those are our two rescued foxes. Now, something that I did that is a little bit different that I was not doing before is I had them on a specific diet where they were eating specifically one time a day. Now, I'm actually feeding them 2 to 3 times a day, and I am overfeeding them. I'm feeding them a ton of food. So I am overfeeding, one, because it is winter, so it's very cold. I know we're in Florida. We're actually in the panhandle of Florida, near Pensacola, Florida. But it's pretty cold here. We're not getting anything like snow or anything like that, but it is quite chilly. Like right now, I have gloves on, I have a beanie on, I have a scarf on. It never even made it over 50 degrees today. I had to have my bird heaters on all day. So it is very cold here, even in the panhandle of Florida. And you can see they have big, thick winter coats. You can see MJ's up there. He's got a big winter coat as well. So that does keep them very, very warm. However, I just don't want any competition when it comes to food. If you guys are just joining us, this back here is MJ. He was an extreme neglect case and he was starved. So because of that, he has extreme food anxiety. And I obviously do not want him to get anxious. I don't want him to feel like he has to compete with Megan down here, who was a fur farm fox rescue. So two different issues that we've had to deal with the foxes. She's marking this bed right now. You can see she's peeing on it. If you guys did not know, foxes make absolutely terrible pets. They smell awful. They smell so bad. Their pee kind of smells like a skunk. So if you are considering getting a fox for your home, please do not. They do end up going to rescues most of the time because they are very high energy. And I know that there are some cute ones that they make cute little sounds, and they are obviously adorable and super soft, but they are not domesticated dogs. So they make absolutely terrible pets. That's why these two are outside and not in my house. If they were in my house, they would probably be fighting with my dogs. They would probably be trying to eat my cats. It would be an absolute disaster. So these guys do not make good pets, even though Michael J was actually bred to be a pet. You can see him over here. He was bred to be a pet. So he is beautiful. He is an absolutely beautiful animal. Would you like a treat, buddy? You would? Oh, you dropped it. You don't want that. Do you want this one? Oh, are you going to take it or no? No, you're so silly. Let's see if Megan wants one. Megan, you want a treat? They're so fat and happy. Here, I'm going to throw it in there. Okay, I flicked it in. Flicked it in there. Oh, that was so silly. So, again, these are my two rescued foxes. They are not hungry because I have been overfeeding them a lot. It looks like, oh. Megan, you're going to eat yours? You are. Is that so yummy? Good job. She has absolutely terrible teeth, too. So I actually do need to get her into the vet and probably have a dental done on her, which would probably be similar to a dog dental, actually. But we are trying to raise money for that. So if you guys would like to help out our nonprofit animal rescue and help us to be able to get Megan into the vet, then we have donation links in the description. So you can go down to the description of this video. There's going to be donation links for PayPal or Venmo. We also have a couple other options. We have an Amazon wish list, and I do have treats on the Amazon wish list. If you guys want to buy some treats for the foxes, I will give you a shout out on our own YouTube page, and you can find a link to our own YouTube page as well. I did a full vlog on the experience with the vet coming out, vaccinating the foxes, putting the foxes together, and then even a couple days after the foxes were together. And then I'm actually going to push out another update video on them about the whole week after I put them together and what I did, how I handled putting them together. So you guys can find those. They are much more a vlog style versus live, like what we're doing here and on Real Time Animal Rescue. I don't do a ton of lives over on our YouTube. I do on our TikTok a little bit more, but I don't do a ton of lives. It is more vlog style. So I try to go with kind of a whimsical vlog, educational. I try to do more things like that over on our page where it is more edited, music, things like that. So you can find a link to that as well. We also have a merch store that is through Bonfire. You can find a link to that again in the description. And that has things like hats, hoodies, sweatshirts. We even have some holiday merch, youth shirts. So that is another great way that you can help out our nonprofit animal rescue. Can you say bye, Megan? Say bye. She's like, okay, see ya. Are you going to say bye? Did you go bury your treat back there? You buried it? You're so silly. What are you burying your treat for? You going to save it for later? Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. And again, you can find more of our content down below where you can follow us on. We're most active on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We're going to do another marking for you guys right before we leave. All right, say bye, MJ.